going on, Knicks fans? Welcome back to Knicks Media. My name is Richie. Last night, the Knicks opened up at home against the Indiana Pacers and asserted their dominance as they beat the Pacers 123-98. It was a joy to be at Madison Square Garden to witness this game live in person. The starting five for the Knicks are dangerous. A well-balanced effort. No singular Knick took over this game. It was the entire starting five. This is going to be a fun game to break down. Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments section right now of your biggest takeaways from last night's W over the Indiana Pacers. We got the stats on the screen. We got the highlights on the screen. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, if you enjoyed. And don't forget, again, to comment your thoughts and subscribe to Knicks Media. Let's get straight into business. So the first thing I want to talk about is the narrative around Bridges, because there's a lot of people worried about Bridges' shot being broken. I mean, I was there up close and personal last night, and it did not look broken to me, man. The mid-range jumper is a thing of beauty. The three-point shot, 2 of 3 from downtown. I mean, he is a natural scorer, and I really think the Bridges narrative around his broken shot is a little overblown. Like, yeah, is there a slight tweak in his form? A little bit, but I trust Bridges over any other person that's critiquing his jump shot because he looked confident. He looked poised out there. His defense was elite. I mean, the Knicks needed this game, especially Bridges in particular, because of the narrative around him after what we saw game 1 against the Boston Celtics getting absolutely killed against the reigning champions. So this was a huge game for the Knicks. Another big takeaway was Karl-Anthony Towns in his Garden debut. Looked phenomenal. 21 points, 15 rebounds, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. I mean, it is so awesome to have a big man that can back people down low, take on Miles Turner, and just completely score at will. Assert his dominance on the glass. He also looked really good defensively, had 2 blocks and a steal. I mean, this is the best Knicks center we've had since Patrick Ewing, Knicks fans, and it's a freaking joy to witness Karl-Anthony Towns go out there and dominate in his Knicks Garden debut. Defensively, we held Tyrese Haliburton to 0 points in 25 minutes. That deserves some praise right there, okay? Now, Josh Hart, 20 points, 10 boards, plus 35 for Josh Hart. That's awesome because he said his offense is broke and people are like, get him out of the starting lineup. Josh Hart is a liability out there. I mean, come on. I never believed that. I think Josh Hart deserves a start. You guys know how much I love Deuce, but Deuce is a weapon off the bench. Josh Hart went out there, and the thing about Josh Hart that he needs to figure out, even early in the game, I was screaming at him while I was at the game, shoot, because he hesitates too much. This is what happens when you shoot. He shot 15 times. He puts up 20 points. When he is aggressive going downhill in transition, when he's aggressive because there's so many weapons around this offense where, you know, defenses are going to give Josh Hart the open shot. Defenses are going to be worrying about Bridges in the corner, OG on the wing, Brunson, of course, Cat down low. Josh Hart's going to have a lot of opportunities, and this is a perfect example of when he takes advantage of it, he gets an efficient night of 20 points, all right? And then Jalen Brunson, I mean, the captain, goes out there and drops a cool, easy 26, 5 and 5 on 10 of 19 from the field. I mean, the captain went out there. It barely looked like he was trying, okay? That's when you know it's a good night, when Jalen Brunson cruises his way and puts up those types of numbers. The fact that the starting five had 4 players with 20-plus points and then OG had 14, that tells you how dangerous this starting five really is. I mean, a lot of people are saying the Knicks arguably have the best starting five on paper in the entire NBA, and it all came to fruition in last night's game because of the well-balanced effort, right? We don't need to depend on Jalen Brunson to put 30 to 35 points up a night. Now, there's going to be games where he's hot and you can't guard him, and he gives you 35 to 40 a night, but this is a perfect example of when everything's clicking, the offense is moving, the ball's moving, there's off-ball movement, off-ball screens, on-ball screens. Whoever gets the ball in their hand feels like you can get a bucket. It's a thing of beauty. Now, the first quarter in this game was pretty competitive. It was 24-24 after the first quarter. But then that second quarter is when everything clicked. The defense from the Knicks against the three-point line is a big talking point as well. They held the Pacers to 3 of 30 from downtown. Woo! Seeing 3 3-pointers go in instead of 29. I mean, that was crazy what we saw against the Celtics, so that's a breath of fresh air. And then on the flip side, the Knicks, I believe, was 12 of 27 from beyond the arc, so we were hitting our shots. We were defending the three. This is just an example that you cannot panic after one game because you got to give this Knicks team an opportunity to handle adversity, allow this coaching staff to make their adjustments, and you saw it. And let's not forget, the Pacers are a good team. It's not like we just blew out the Charlotte Hornets or the Detroit Pistons or whatever team. I mean, I know LaMelo Ball is balling right now, but listen, this is a very good team, the Indiana Pacers. This is a team that eliminated us. The last time we played at the Garden was against the Pacers in Game 7. So the Pacers are fully healthy. I know James Wiseman got hurt in Game 1, but this is a game that Knicks fans should feel very good about because the Pacers are one of the best offenses in the NBA. They play with pace. They're one of the best shooting teams in the NBA, and we shut them down. This is why Leon Rose in the front office brought in Karl-Anthony Towns. This is why he brought in Bridges. This is why he traded for OG Anunoby. This is the vision right here, all right? It was an absolute thing of beauty. And we didn't even have a lot of impacts off the bench because we didn't need them. Now, Deuce McBride definitely got a little banged up in this game. I witnessed it with my own eyes. After he missed a layup, he kind of was grimacing at his quad knee area. He left the game, but then he did return, which is a huge sign. He had 8 points off the bench. Cameron Payne had 7 points off the bench. Jericho Sims definitely feels like he's not playing good ball. Ariel Hukporti came in and had a huge block right away. And how about Deuce McBride coaching up Ariel Hukporti? I mean, you guys saw that mic'd up when they're on the court together when, it was garbage time. The Knicks were blowing him out. Hukporti gets in there, and Deuce McBride's on the court, and he's like, hey, man, don't take these minutes for granted. This is how I earn minutes. This is how you earn trust from Tom Thibodeau when you get on the court at any given moment. And right when Deuce says that, Hukporti goes out there, emphatic block. I mean, it's cool to see that Deuce has established himself as a leader on this team for the young guys because the Knicks have young players on this team from the rookies. Pacome Daddier, Hukporti, Tyler Kolek, Kevin McCullough Jr., who's still injured, Jacob Toppin. So it's cool to see Deuce kind of establish himself as a veteran on this team. But all in all, man, the Knicks dominated the Pacers. The Garden was absolutely awesome. And the fact that we're this well-balanced and we have Bridges playing this well offensively early on. Karl-Anthony Towns, his energy is emphatic. I mean, look at the energy from Karl-Anthony Towns. And that's a big takeaway that I'm going to finish off this video with, is the overall energy and the dynamic of this team feels so awesome. I mean, it's refreshing to see, like, a dunk from Karl-Anthony Towns, him screaming, a three-point shot from Cat, him shimmying, right? They're having fun out there. They're playing for each other. They're playing for the city of New York, and this was a great game to witness live in person. The Knicks are 101 on the season, and you can see why Knicks fans have high expectations for this Knicks team, is games like this, a dominant effort. I mean, it was stress-free. After that second quarter, going into halftime, it was a beautiful thing. So Knicks fans, sound off in the comments your thoughts of last night's game and your biggest takeaways and what you're looking forward to for the future. We got the Knicks taking on the Cavaliers, who are 2-0 on Monday night back at Madison Square Garden. Let's go, Knicks! I'll see you guys in the next video as always. Peace out!